Next week's presentation, Is Your House Making You Sick? Presented by Beatrice Gallagher, PhD. When investigating what ails us, we seldom consider our home as the main cause. Environmental medicine is a rare specialty in allopathic medicine. Pesticides, herbicides, and smog are acknowledged pollutants, but we must also consider biotoxins produced by microbes, molds, and fungus in our homes, offices, and cars. Sick building syndrome is a frequent cause of several chronic conditions that physicians easily dismiss because lab results appear normal. Commonly overlooked symptoms are fatigue, depression, ADD, pain, memory problems, respiratory infections, unexplained weight gain or loss, or insensitivity to bright lights. Dr. B will explain how to detect mold in your home, wipe it out, and prevent recontamination. Dr. Gallagher practices functional medicine and clinical nutrition. She supplies a wide variety of metabolic, nutritional, and environmental tests to discover the underlying causes of chronic conditions. Last year, she finished a specialty in anti-aging medicine and ozone therapies. So that's next week. Today's meditation is going to be led by Janet Reichert.
Good morning. I'd like to invite you all to just take a moment before we start and pay attention to where you are. Sitting here in this beautiful environment, sun is shining, we're all breathing. Just cultivate a moment of gratitude, deep gratitude for every bit of it. Recognizing that with each breath, we have no guarantee there'll be another. Recognizing the preciousness in this moment of this human life. So, as we cultivate those thoughts, I invite you to close your eyes, take a comfortable position, and enjoy cultivating gratitude for all there is. Noticing the body sitting. Noticing the in-breath. Its beginning, its middle, and its end. Noticing that small space before the out-breath, which also has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Cultivating attention on the breath, on the breathing, the physical sensations of breathing, quiets the mind. In a quieter mind can attend to our intention in each moment. A quieter mind allows us to be with what is, however it presents itself. To put just a small space between the stimulus and the response. To cultivate wisdom about how we respond in each moment to what is. Noticing the sensations of breathing. quiets the mind. Thank you.
Today's presentation is Modern Science and Spirituality, presented by Jean Basin. Jean Basin, author of Becoming Your Best Self, a theoretical and practical guide to personal transformation from duality to unity. He believes that practicing certain simple mental and physical exercises can enable us to take total responsibility for our life, a life in which feeling good is our normal, everyday state. He maintains his approach provides all the necessary tools to accomplish our goals and arrive at our desired destination. Jean Basin's life is an example of becoming your best self philosophy. A political refugee, he fled the USSR in 1975 with few possessions and little money, knowing only a smattering of English. A well-known Russian artist, he founded the first U.S. Art in Exile Gallery in New York City, and then founded galleries in San Diego, LA, and Palm Springs. He earned a doctorate in 1991 in clinical hypnotherapy. He defines his life purpose as helping people become happier and healthier. Please welcome Jean Basin.
There. So let's see if I'm going to make you happy, okay? Oh, so wonderful. New technology, new microphone. 10 years ago I was teaching here in Open Circle and I had a handmade microphone. Okay. I hope you're all well and had a nice breakfast and your stomach digesting food properly and you are feeling good and happy. Okay. My first book that I published was had subtitle The Blend of Science with Spirituality. So I decided for this talk simply talk about how I'm functioning as a therapist and a teacher. Okay? And I'm going to pretend that I'm a therapist. And I'm going to pretend that you're my patients. Pretending, what does it mean, pretending? You remember Shakespeare and his saying that the world is a stage and we are actors on this stage. Am I right? Shakespeare always was very right. She was an ascended master, you know, she was enlightened. He was enlightened. But he, she, it doesn't matter either. Enlightened is enlightened. So, and he knew what he was talking about. So I'm pretending. And when actors pretend nicely, they're very good actors. They associate themselves with a character that they're pretending to be. And getting an Oscar, fame and fortune. And so I'm pretending to be a good actor, okay? I'm acting out the role of a therapist for you. And when I see my patient, first thing that I'm doing, I'm investigating the body. For me, body is like a machine, like a car. Car has engine, and engine has many parts and details in the car. The body for me is like an engine of a car. It has many details, heart, lung, kidney. So my purpose is being a therapist, like a mechanic for the cars. Right now, this is the cars. It's a parking lot for me. No, really, I'm not kidding. I'm a mechanic, and as a good mechanic, I have to investigate the car and find out if the organs inside your body are functioning in harmony. And it's like an orchestra, you know, a symphony orchestra. Every instrument of the orchestra must be tuned. And if one violin is out of tune, it will kill the music. So it's called harmony in music. So I have to, as a therapist, a mechanic, to investigate if your body is in harmony. Having in mind that we are all energy, and you know that we're all energy. Everybody knows now that it's quantum physics. And energy is the cause of everything that is happening in our body as an effect. So energy is the cause and causality of life. So what I'm going to do as a mechanic, I'm going to investigate an effect, which is your body, with an attempt to find the cause that is behind this effect, okay? Cause-effect relationship. Cause is energy, effect is the body. Einstein said, more than 100 years ago, that matter does not exist. You probably know this. Matter does not exist. What it appears to be matter is an energy frequency field, densified and perceivable through our senses. That's the definition of Einstein, of a matter. Biological matter, organic matter, or inorganic matter, it doesn't matter. So, matter doesn't matter, see. So, that's my pronunciation of matter probably not so good, I don't know. Matter. Matter. So this is the matter for me, but it appears to be a densified frequency field. Then what is the frequency? Interesting thing. First of all, we need to realize that there are several energy fields. Electromagnetic field and nuclear field. We'll keep out of the discussion nuclear. We'll leave it to production of atomic bombs. Okay. Gravitation, we'll keep out of gravitation. We'll leave it to the astrophysicists. We will talk about electromagnetic energy. This is the field of electromagnetic energy for the physical body. Electromagnetic energy functions in two modes. It always flows and always changing. Life is always changing. We know it perfectly well, witnessing our bodies aging, witnessing nature. Everything is changed. Heraclitus of Ephesus in Greece told that you cannot step into the same river twice. River is changing. The only constant in our life is change. Okay, so energy is always flowing. You cannot imagine the surface of the ocean unchangeable, completely flat. It's always something there working. So the flow of energy, energy is flowing, and energy is vibrating. Constant vibration. If energy is not vibrating, you are dead. If energy is not flowing, you are dead. So we are a frequency field characterized by frequency of vibration and flow of energy. So when I'm investigating this field in front of me, as a mechanic for this car, I have to understand how energy flows transpassing physical body. If energy flows, and we know Chinese acupuncture, how do you call it? They hit you, they have about 620 points to hit you with the needles, promoting energy flow through meridians, so to speak. 5,000 years ago, they already knew that we're energy. So right now, when I work with the body, my purpose is to investigate how energy flows transpassing physical body. And if frequency, and transpassing, obviously, every organ vibrates in its proper frequency, okay? So if energy is blocked inside your body, or a low frequency field, and densify, and we call it block energy. When energy moves through the body, it squeezes itself through the block and shifts body out of balance. I mentioned the balance, harmony of the body. So my purpose is to investigate if body is balanced or unbalanced, in harmony or not harmony. And if frequency of one organ is blocked or densified, low frequency field, it means that this organ is not functioning properly. My purpose is to identify this low frequency field and then to cure it. Or in other words, recently practically 95% of my patients are Mexicans, and I'm speaking Spanish, and I prefer to speak Spanish. English is kind of like became foreign language for me. So don't pay attention to my English. You understand what I'm talking about, hopefully. What is frequency? Interesting thing. What is the frequency? Everybody's talking, oh, you're vibrating high frequency, low frequency. So let's investigate does it mean frequency of vibration? How fast you are vibrating and slow you are vibrating, okay? Let's investigate. Let's put under an electron microscope one cell of your body. And you will notice that the cell is practically empty. You will witness atoms. Atoms are considered the smallest particles of the matter, okay? You know this, atom. And space between atoms is so tremendously huge that the body in reality is simply empty. It looks like empty. Okay, and the space of the atom matches the space of the stars. As above, so below. You know the saying? As above, so below. So inside of you, atoms are spaced on a distance like stars spaced in the cosmos. Okay, and body is empty. And when you put under electron microscope an atom, you will notice that the nucleus of the atom is the size of the golf or tennis ball. Imagine it in the center of the planet Earth, and electrons are vibrating and rotating around the nucleus of the atom. It appears to be that atom is also empty. It not appears to be, it's the truth. It's not an imagination. So the velocity, the speed in which electrons are moving around the nucleus of the atom, that's what is called frequency. The speed identifies frequency. So let me tell you something very important. At least I consider it very important. The speed of the rotation of electrons depends on your mood. When you feel good and you're celebrating your life and you're smiling, the speed is accelerating and your frequency is high and you project good energy and everybody loves you and you love everybody and everything is wonderful in life. When you feel bad, your frequency of rotation, the velocity, is slowing down and you're literally destroying your body. So that's how important it is to feel good. And that's what is frequency, velocity of the electrons. In reality, it's not appears to be. The body is empty. But in this dream reality that we're dreaming, okay, obviously you have a body. And obviously, if I'm a mechanic of this body, then I need to investigate this body. So I have an ability and potential and to identify the low frequency field of one of your organs, let's say, okay? Then my intention is to heal you or to accelerate this frequency, okay? How can I do it? Then I am moving myself into the mode of a teacher. It's not I'm not a mechanic anymore, okay? I'm a healer, I'm a therapist. I pretend to be a therapist. So how can I heal you or accelerate the frequency field of your specific organ? According to the quantum physics, and everything that I'm doing based on quantum physics, contemporary science, okay? According to quantum physics, physical body is a computer. It's a robot. And the brain of this computer is a master computer of the system. Brain has total control over the body. And not only it's master computer of the system, it's quantum computer. Right now, scientists are developing quantum computers, and the difference between quantum computer and computer that you're using now is absolutely tremendous. Okay, so brain is a quantum computer, and obviously brain must be programmed. According to the textbooks in the school and universities, they still teach you that brain is a creator of consciousness. Obviously, they teach you that you are thinking. The brain is a thinking machine. That is for students of the school and universities. For the quantum physicists who graduate in these schools and universities, it's very clear that brain does not think. Brain is a computer, and every computer must be programmed. So who is the programmer of your computer? Do you know that? Who is the programmer of your computer? If I am telling you that you are the car, who is the chauffeur, the driver of your car? Think about it. Who is the driver? No, it's not you. If you, do you have a name? Give me your name. Elaine? Anna. Anna. Oh, dear Anna. Okay, if you tell me that I am Anna, then, my dear, you are identifying yourself with your body, okay? If you are identifying yourself with your body is called Anna. Yes or no? Yeah. So you're identifying yourself with the body. But body is obviously, you remember your birthday, and obviously you believe that the time will come that you will say goodbye to this world, and you are going back home. Like actors on stage, when the show is over, where they go? They go home. Okay? When the show is over, you are acting out the character that's called Anna. Okay? You believe it or not, I'm telling you the truth, okay? When the show is over, where are you going, Anna? If you're identifying yourself with the body, you don't have an idea where you're going, okay? You have two choices. Either you're going home. What is your home? God, heaven, what is your home? Universe? Oh, okay. Then you will find yourself lost in the universe. What is universe? In your opinion, universe exists, I understand. Let me tell you the truth, final truth. Scientists know that universe is an illusion. Universe is an illusion. If you are going into the universe, you will be lost in illusion. Okay? Like body is empty, but you can touch it and taste and kiss, and obviously you have a body, physical. Your sensory perceptive, senses. Your eyes, your ears tell you that it's the body, but they're lying to you. Through your sensory perceptor, information comes into your brain. And brain digests this information, computer brain, and it gives you an idea that you know that you are Anna, let's say. But Anna, around you, there is an energy field that is called aura. Do you know that? What aura does for you? You cannot touch it, you cannot taste it, you cannot see it. Why? Because the energy, it's an energy field, because everything is energy. The tree is energy, your energy, everything is energy. Outside of energy, you cannot step out, okay? So this is an energy field. We cannot touch and see it only because this energy, frequency of vibration of this energy field is a little bit higher. So we can detect through our eyes only vibrations up to 7,000 vibrations per second. If this vibration is a little bit higher, it's called astral body or emotional body around you. But we cannot see it because frequency is high. More high frequency around astral body is etheric body or mental body. This is your, that's where you're doing your thinking. That is, your aura is a programmer of your brain. Okay? So that's how important it is. The brain must be programmed. So my purpose as a therapist, and now I'm a therapist, not mechanic, okay? My purpose as a therapist is identify a code, because brain must be coded, programmed by codes. And it has practically infinite number of codes. And if you have a problem inside your body, this is the cause of this problem. The problem of the body is an effect. We already talked about it. Cause-effect relationship, energy is cause and body is an effect, okay? The part of the body, and there is a brain coded by thinking and feeling. And you cannot really think without experiencing your thought. Because without feeling and without emotional attachment to the thought, you have no idea what this thought means. You understand what I'm talking about? So, do we have somebody in a glass of water here? Nobody wants to hear me. Okay. I will try to survive without water. So thinking is always accompanied with emotion. This pair, thought and emotion, gives you a feeling. Oh, I feel good. What is I feel good? It's a thought and a feeling accompanied to this thought, okay? It's all happening in your aura. It's all programmed in your brain, in the chip in the brain, codes. And if you have problem on a physical level in your body, the cause of this problem is, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So everything that I'm doing as a therapist, I'm looking for the cause. I am investigating effect for the purpose of finding the cause of this effect. And cause is the code. In biology, we have a word, psychosomatic. Are you familiar with this word? Psychosomatic. What does it mean, psychosomatic? Psycho, obviously, is a thought charged with emotion. And soma is the body. So cause and effect. And if I'm capable of finding the cause, I can repair the cause, change the cause, and effect follows. It's like you have an object and a shadow. Obviously, an object is the cause and shadow is an effect. To move shadow with another shadow, you cannot do it. Okay? So you have to move an object and the shadow moves. Cause and effect. The same thing, cause and effect. Cause is here, the chip, the code in the brain, and effect is your body. So if I'm capable of changing the cause, repairing the cause, I'm healing the body. Guaranteed. It's guaranteed because cause-effect relationship, okay? And everything that I'm doing in level of the cause. Now let me tell you something. Where comes spirituality into this field that I'm talking about, okay? I'm not healing. I'm not healing. The aspect, spiritual aspect of me, in you, in everything that is a spiritual aspect of, which we can call it God, we can call it, I can call it memory keeper. In my therapeutic practice, I call this aspect memory keeper. The memory keeper is having total memory of everything. It's an aspect of God, shall we say, okay? Memory keeper. So I'm asking memory keeper to join me in the healing process because I don't have any idea what's happening in your brain. As a human being, how can I enter into your brain and fix the chip? Okay? So, but he knows everything. He's God. So, and he's working through me and speaking through me in the therapeutic session, and he's entering into the brain and fixing the code. And as a result of this situation, your physical body is fixed. And it is guaranteed because, and it's fixed permanently. So my purpose is to, as a therapist, to work with your brain and fix the code. How many minutes do I have more? 10 minutes more? Speaking? Oh, yeah, okay. You probably know a well-known saying, know thyself, and this knowledge will set you free, or this truth will set you free. Know thyself, and this truth will set you free. So truth must be true for everybody, always. And free. Free from what? Are we prisoners here? We're not in a prison to be free from. So let me offer you an idea. What would you choose to free yourself from? It's fear. Just imagine there is nothing to fear. If in your life there is nothing to fear, imagine, then you are love. We have two emotions, only two emotions and two choices, fear and love. Under the roof of fear, there are many, many things that collected. Anger is one of them. It's all, the cause is fear. Many, many negative emotions. The opposite of fear is love. And we're talking about perfect love. We're not talking about unconditional love. Everybody knows unconditional love, unconditional love. Unconditional love means that there is kind of love that is conditioned. So shall we see, it's a special love. It's special love, special hate relationships. If you are in this romantic, so to speak, situation, and you're loving, let's say that I love you and you don't love me back, then I hate you. Okay, it's love-hate, it's love-hate relationship, okay? It's called special relationship. It's an addiction. It's a truly very, very difficult addiction to cure. I met a few people that I could not cure with this addiction. Many suicides because of this addiction. So what we are talking about, love, it's love of God. In all spiritual religious tradition, God is identified with love, okay? Love of God is perfect, and that's what we are looking. Opposite of fear is love. You have only two choices, love or fear. Now, and what are we fear? We have to identify fear to get rid of it. We have to know what fear is, the essence of this word, fear, and what is love. So what is the, how can we identify love? It is, looks like abstract love. What is love? It's simply, love is the absence of judgment. Who said it? Dalai Lama. Love is an absence of judgment. So remember, and think about it. If you are not judging, you are loving. And that's it. And watch your thought process. You are constantly thinking. You cannot stop thinking. Everybody who meditates, they know how hard it is to be silent and not to think. Try not to think. And it's a few seconds and you are beginning to think. Constant thought process filled with judgment, criticism. You are comparing somebody. You are judging somebody. You like something, you don't like something, is judgment. Okay? But specifically, if you have to be aware, your self-judgment, you are judging yourself constantly. And consciously or unconsciously. We're talking about the consciousness. And consciously, you have only 5% of your conscious thinking. Unconscious is 95%. It's filled with judgment thoughts. And you cannot lose a thought. If you think about something, it stays with you permanently. That's why you are leaving the body when you're departing. With all this baggage of unconscious mind filled with judgmental thoughts. And what judgment is? When you're judging yourself, you feel guilty. And every psychologist knows that guilt of the past we're projecting into the fear of the future. So all thinking, 90% of it, you don't have any idea. It's called unconscious thinking, but it's in you. And everything that you think about, it looks like about the past and about the future. Very seldom you are focused attention on the present moment. You are remembering the past and you're projecting it into the future. Imagination of the future and memory of the past. Memory is obviously a thought. You cannot remember something without thinking about it. And thought is glued with emotion. So when you're thinking about the past, and if you are judging yourself, 5 minutes, oh, how wonderful it is. I have 5 minutes to do. So just imagine, the fear, guilt of the past, all psychologists know it. You are projecting the fear of the future. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are driving the car, and there is a tote. It's called tote. It's a kind of bump in the road. Okay? You're driving the car, and you're not noticing this tote, and boom, and you're almost breaking your car. Tomorrow, you will be remembering it. Cuídate is in Spanish. Careful, careful, careful. there is a bump in the road, okay? So you remember something that hurt you. You are projecting it into the future so that you will not repeat the same situation. So you have to remember something bad to survive the situation that happened to you in the future. It's called survival. And it's normal to remember bad things, not to repeat it in the future. It's called survival, yes. Good things that you remember, you tend not to remember. It's not important because you're already here and you're already driving your car and living your life. But bad things are very important not to experience something bad that you don't want to experience. So it's automatically programmed in your brain. Who is your programmer? Your aura. It's called ego. Okay, so we have 2 thought systems. So only 2 thought systems, depending on your 2 the fear or love. Okay, thought system based on love we'll call right thinking, and thought system based on fear we'll call wrong thinking. Right thinking is when God is present in you, if you want. your guide is constantly present in you, guiding you through life. Wrong thinking is ego thought system that wants to kill you. And then you are reincarnating in a cycle of reincarnation. You believe it or not in reincarnation, doesn't matter. It's already fact, proven completely. So you cannot avoid it. It's karma and reincarnation. So you have only two choices. To choose love, thought system, right thought system, or you are in the wrong thought system. And you are a slave of the ego. You are literally a victim. And that's what I am teaching as a teacher. Now I'm acting as a teacher. As a teacher, I'm teaching Cause and Miracles. Cause and Miracles is a magnificent spiritual, metaphysical philosophy that a masterpiece. And probably some of you have this book, fake book, blue, Cause and Miracles, 1,300 pages. And that's what I am living by Cause and Miracles, and that's what I am healing using the insights and teachings of the Cause and Miracles. So my suggestion is to you, if you are not familiar with this magnificent teaching opportunity and learning opportunity, to buy the book if you don't have it. But you will be disappointed, because if you will open this book and start reading it, you will understand that it's very, very difficult reading. The language is very difficult. And we tend to love something that you understand, okay? If you don't understand something, you don't like it. Then you put it aside and, who cares? The time will come when I will get back to it. And the majority, it's millions and millions of copies of Cause and Miracles around the world, but majority of owners of this magnificent book does not understand it. They do not understand, and it's not for them. So to enter into the philosophy of Cause and Miracles, I advise you to buy a book which is called Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. This is the key that will open a door into the Cause and Miracles. When you will read, and it's also complicated reading, okay? But if you digest the disappearance of the universe, then you will open a book and you will understand what it is teaching you. And that's that. That's what I wanted to talk about. There are so many things that I can talk about, but it's not my purpose now. For now, it's over. so you're going. Thank you.
Okay, all you people with questions, the way we do this is raise hands. Somebody will bring you a mic, and then you can stand up and ask a question. We'd like more questions than commentary if possible, so we'd like to learn more from him. And Mike is coming.
Mike is coming. How wonderful you can whisper and be heard. This technology of microphone. Whisper. And danger, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I can hypnotize you within minutes or seconds.
Ooh, I'm getting scared now.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your brilliant talk and sharing your knowledge with us.
Yeah.
I was interested in something that I noticed as you were speaking. I'm familiar with the concept of aura, and I'm familiar with the concept of ego. But I've never heard anybody actually associate them, like aura is ego. And so could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, obviously. So this thought, this kind of field, frequency field. Okay, let me give you an example, okay? This is the body that I can observe. Frequency field of the body is, let's say, not 7, but 8,000 miles per second. 8,000 vibrations per second, okay? I already cannot observe this. It is frequency field of astral body or emotional body. Let's say 9, 10, 12, 11 frequency field, 12,000 vibrations per second. It's an etheric body. Now, frequency field is high, 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 until trillions vibrations per second. This is God. So everything that is above this, when you are enclosed in this frequency field, you feel yourself separated from the whole. The ego is a fearful thought. And this fearful thought is here, programmed into your brain to experience fear and destroy your body and kill your body and reincarnate. Above this aura, there is a field of mind or spirit. And this is God for me. Okay? This is an illusion of separation. And its illusion of separation from God is called ego. Okay? Then, am I answering your question? Ego, purpose of the ego to kill the body and reincarnate. Forever, thousands, past lives, it's called past life. Thousands and thousands and thousands. And every past life, so-called, and this life, we are dreaming now, okay? You may not know it. We are inside the dream. And every past life is a dream life, okay? In reality, it's not existing. It does not exist. It's unreal. The Course in Miracles teaches you, nothing real can be threatened. What is real? God. Nothing, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, God, infinite, eternal, love, how it can be threatened? What you can threaten this? And nothing unreal exists. And herein lies the peace of God. This is the seed of Course in Miracles. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists, and here lies the peace of God. Okay?
Let's take another question.
Okay, I answered you, right? Okay.
Far back, and then we'll come over here.
Lecturing you.
You described a very simple formula, essentially, of identifying the energy block, bringing in the code, having God intercede. I know I'm, paraphrasing, but how much do you find that the client's willingness to heal and the sense of self-worth, deservability plays into this? Because I've been a practitioner for many years, and that's like always the biggest block. Or do you just find that bringing in that spiritual energy overrides even that level of resistance?
No, absolutely not. To be helped, you have to ask for help. You have to admit that you do not know how to heal your body. And this admittance is an invitation for me, it's Holy Spirit, an invitation to come, and because the function of the Holy Spirit is to heal you, okay? And what it is, he is healing, the idea, the illusion of separation from everything that is. That is your aura. He is not overriding anything. He is waiting patiently for your invitation to help you. And it's called freedom of the will, okay? He cannot interfere with your will. If you don't want to be healed, so go on suffering.
Hello.
Yes.
Teresa, my name. You told us we have two choices, fear and love. What happened if more people, they live under the fear? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen from now?
Now it's happening.
Yeah, that's what we're witnessing in this universe.
Then if more...
More and more will happen, but there will be no atomic war. Don't worry about it.
No, I don't worry. But what happened?
According to the predictions of very, very important entities, there will be no destruction of this planet. Okay, we'll survive.
Oh.
But what will happen? We'll continue suffering until individually, every one of us find peace. And then we'll project this peace into others. We have to individually work and train your mind. It's a mind training technology, Course in Miracles. You have to train your mind to have love-based, right-minded thinking. Okay? Train. You have to be on guard of your thoughts. And whenever you notice that you are judging or criticizing, you simply stop and change your mind. You like you have an electric switch. Okay, there are two positions: love or fear. When you are witnessing your thought process, you will understand that it is constant judgment, and judgment of yourself. You're not good enough. You are acting out as if you're a different person. You are an actress right now, acting out a character, which is you call your body. Okay, so when you are aware of your thought process, you still have a chance to switch into the love frequency, right-minded frequency, saving yourself and the whole world.
I asked that question not for me. I experienced that. It's up to us how we live, who we are, and we have to be strong. But I realized to be strong is not just beliefs. You have to nourish your body, you have to live healthy life,
Okay.
healthy thoughts, everything counts.
I understand.
I know you can't hear. She's saying that you have to be able to execute into your life, right? The healthy body, thinking, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself.
Your purpose in this life as an individual is to heal yourself. You have no responsibility to change the world. If you are inspired, inspirited, if you have a message from the Spirit, intuition, if you are inspired to affect and to help the people around you, then go on and do it. But only upon inspiration. Otherwise, take care of yourself, find peace in yourself, and project it into others. Love and be kind to yourself and everybody around you. Kindness is an avenue of expressing love.
We have another question back here.
Dr. Basin, do you think this is for everybody if they can just intellectually grasp it? Or
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You don't think that there needs to be some experiential
No. If you are present here, if you are enjoying contemplating on these thoughts, you are ready. Otherwise, you are not.
Okay, last question, Virginia. Wait for the mic to come to you.
Then we have one more.
I just wanted to know the name of that book you mentioned. I didn't understand it.
Disappearance of the universe. Disappearance of the universe.
The Disappearance of the Universe.
The Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. If you know probably you know Louis Hay. Louis Hay on the last conference international told to the whole people, thousands of people, that Gary Renard, the author of Disappearance of the Universe, is her new mentor. Yeah. So if Louis Hay admitted, you need to think about it.
Okay, and the last question is right here.
I just wanted to ask you, when you talk about switching from fear to love, you talk about making that switch. Are you doing that through gratitude?
Yes.
The process of making that switch?
Yes, absolutely. You have to be grateful for everything.
Okay.
And specifically, you have to be grateful for pleasure and for pain, twice more grateful. Because pain teaches you how not to have pain. Pleasure doesn't teach you, really. So you have to be constantly grateful. Okay, the formula of change is, listen to me, thinking, feeling, believing, acting as if you already have what you asked for, and giving thanks. This 5-step formula gives you an ability to switch completely into the right mind thinking.
Thank you.
Yeah, well.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for the talk.
Thank you very much.